Okay, before we delve into the discrete mathematics core, we want to review several subjects so we have some background knowledge when we start logic. Alright, the first thing that we need to know is variable. In mathematics, we use a letter or sometimes a symbol instead of a number, more specifically, an unknown number. This allows us to use some mathematic tools to find that specific number. However, it is possible to use variables such as x to talk about an enormous amount of numbers that has same properties, like all the real numbers on some specific interval. Therefore, we use variable as a placeholder for all of them. This allows us to generalize easily without writing and listing all those numbers. Variables are not only for numbers and can be anything you think of, like a vector or a matrix. In programming languages, however, the variable is more like a container. It can hold a memory address or the value inside it. Now, let's talk a bit about set theory. I want you to know a little about sets, since you may encounter this concept in probability theory, or even you may see something like set data structure in Python. Alright, in mathematics, we may want to talk about a bunch of numbers that share some property, so we can list them out in some specific way. The set is a collection or list of some elements. These elements can be anything. We show them inside curly brackets, separated by comma. When a set contains too many elements, we use ellipses and we read it so forth. Assume we have a set that has element A, B, and C. We can show that A is element of set S. On the other hand, we can show that D is not element of set S, because set S does not have any element named D. In sets, repetition and order of elements does not matter. Only the unique elements themselves define the set. Therefore, these three sets are all the same. We can test it in Python. If we add an element that is already inside our set, it simply ignores it. It is worth noting that a set can contain another set as its elements, so these two sets are not equal to each other. Certain sets of numbers are frequently used and are well known that have a specific symbolic name. There is another way to specify a set. We call it set builder notation. We start reading it like set of all element x inside set S such that p of x is true, where p of x is a property of those elements like x is even or odd. Remember that outside set builder's notation, in other mathematical contexts, we don't use vertical line as such that. Now let's try an example. Assume we want to talk about real numbers between -2 and 5, not inclusive. We can write the set of all element x inside the real number set such that x is greater than -2 and less than 5. And we can show it as a line containing all those points since it's continuous. Now that we know a bit about sets, it is worthwhile to know that multiple sets can have some relation between them. We say that a set A is a subset of set B when all the elements of A are also elements of B. And A is not a subset of B when there is at least one element inside A that is not in B. We say that A is proper subset of B if there is one element in B that is not in A. Now assume we have two sets, x and y, where both are equal to real number set. But we use them to represent two different axes on 2D plane. Now let's write every scenarios in a several list in a way that element of x be the first element and element in y be the second element of this list. Now if we put all those lists inside a set, something beautiful happens. Each list represents every unique coordination in 2D plane that we call it Cartesian plane. The operation we just did has a name. It is Cartesian Product, and we denote it like this. And the list that we put those elements in is called ordered pair, and we show it by parentheses. They are a type of list representing relations between two sets, but the order does matter. So first element must come from first set and second element should come from second set. It can generalize to more sets, where we call them ordered n-tuple. So far, we saw that a set, like real numbers, can have Cartesian product with itself. Now assume we have a set containing A and B letters from English alphabet. A 3-tuple ordered list of this set can be represent a string of length 3, where we hide its commas and parentheses. Now I want to show you something using this notion. We can write a program that contains a set of all English letters. Now my name is Pouya, and it has 5 letters. My goal is to create 5-tuple ordered list. For that, I create a function that mimics Cartesian product. Now if I call it, I get a huge list of all 5-letter words that is possible to build in English, although most of them are nonsense. If I search, I can find my name inside it. The word apple also has 5 letters, so it is possible to find that as well. Now you tell me in comments, what other word do you think exists in this list? What would be the size of our list if we wanted to expand it to 10 letters word? There are more relations between sets, but I think you now know enough to start logic. Alright, we'll see you then.